Matrix Success International, the #1 lifestyle enhancement company in the world.
Hello and welcome. I'm Brian Dalmaso, and welcome back to the Matrix Self-Confidence Formula. It's day 5. It's the final day. This is where we're going to give you the formula. And I'm also going to be very vulnerable and share a little bit about my background and how I got where I got in the journey that I've had. Because I promise you, I've been rowing the same boat of ignorance, or I was for a long time, up until almost my mid-40s. So I wasn't born like like an Elon Musk, like a self-conscious, competent. I'm very much, probably like many of you here, just had a traditional life, and I'm going to get into that. So I'm going to be very vulnerable and share with you guys. And again, today is the actual self-confidence formula day, and I really, really hope you've been enjoying the week and enjoying the content. All right, so there's a method towards shortening the gestation period. So what the heck does that mean? Well, gestation is time. There's a universal law of gestation, right? The time it takes to do something. And there's a method to shorten the time it takes to be successful, or shorten the time it takes to build new mental programs called I Am Confident. So if you've really come this week to enhance your confidence, we can shorten the time. And this is a universal law. Like a carrot seed to a carrot is about 80 days. That's the gestation period. Human baby is about 280 days. So do you want to take the next 10 years, 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 days, or 10 minutes to start to enhance your confidence? That's what we're working with here. What you got to ask yourself is, what are you doing spiritually to enhance it? What are you doing intellectually to enhance it? And what are you doing physically? And now this is the same 3 things you should ask yourself about your health, your finances, your relationships, your confidence, everything. If you want to improve something, you want to do it on all 3 planes of existence. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, has anybody here ever had a planes of existence class in grade school? No, we're very confused about the spirit. We think that means religion, which it is looked at through religion, but you are a spirit. You're a consciousness, and you have an intellect, and you're expressing through a body. So this right here is gold. This is the equation to change your results, whatever you're looking to change, including self-confidence. So again, there's a formula for this, right? The first thing, and we talked about this on the goal setting day, create a clear vision of what you want. There's no substitute for that, guys. You have to create a clear vision, and you have to get it from the conscious into the subconscious. Hold that image in a high vibration. Most people don't have any idea what that means. And this is why you can take course after course after course with the best mentors in the world, and not much will change unless you happen to understand some of this stuff, which is probably 1 in a million people. The third thing is to study intellectually in your chosen field every day, right? Now, the first thing is make sure you're in the right field. A lot of you might be in fields, verticals that you don't love, right? You went to high school, you went to college, you got into whatever, and now you're 50 years old and you're a CPA and you're doing okay, but you don't love it. We can still change that. We have people come to us at 50, 60, 70 years old looking to change everything, and we help them do that. So studying in your field is part of the equation, then taking daily measurable action towards what we call a C-type goal. So there's no substitute for action, and you can't be in massive action mode and in fear at the same time. I want you to think about that. So if somebody's procrastinating and they're depressed, they're not in massive action. You can't do both. So getting into massive action will overrule some of those other things. And the 5th thing, which confuses almost everybody, is to let go and let God. I know this confused me for the first 45 years of my life. I had no idea on what God was, the concept. The way I grew up, which is probably like a lot of people, just very confused about religion. My grandparents, or at least my grandmother, was very heavily religious, and it was horrible. It was like fear-based and just crazy, just a staunch Catholic, and there's nothing wrong with being a Catholic, but what she was presenting to me didn't make sense, right? So letting go and letting God is very, very challenging to understand, but it's necessary. It's a necessary part of this equation. All right, so there's a shortcut for confidence, guys, and the shortcut is to hire a mentor with a proven system. That's what I did. That's what Bob did. That's what everybody that's been successful at any stage of their life, Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, and Benjamin Graham. If you want to shortcut this whole thing, you want to hire a mentor with a proven system. Now, you can do it on your own, and I think we've given you enough here to do it, to build your confidence, to build your wealth, health, relationship. But if you want to shortcut that, that's when we trade money for time, right? And that's what I did with Bob many, many years ago. And I need a telescope to look back and see where I used to be. It's just amazing. But think about this, right? Most people aren't thinking. And again, there's nothing wrong with the job that I'm showing there. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. In this picture, I would love to be the person that owned the company, Waste Management, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar company, but a lot of people aren't thinking. They're going to work doing things they hate, and it's hard to have a lot of confidence when you spend 8 or 10 hours a day doing something you don't love. Look at the freeways and the highways, and again, there's nothing wrong with this. There's no judgment, but you can earn millions and millions of dollars from home, right? Home-based businesses. You don't have to go to an office. You don't have to, get stuck in traffic. You can craft a life over time where you don't have to get stuck like this. So again, no judgment. I used to commute 2 hours a day both ways, right? So I've been in the same rat race. If you want to change that, though, you can book a strategy session with us and we can talk about it. All right, so most people aren't thinking. And in this 5-day challenge, you learn that thoughts become things, right? Thoughts become things. Things don't become thoughts. And you also learned to do the impossible, right? Take a look at this picture. This baby cannot operate this phone, but you can operate a phone. How did you do that? How did you do that? You don't think about this because it's been over many, many years, and we learned all of these programs stacked up over time. But at one point, at many points, actually, you've learned to do the impossible. So why not you? Why not make a decision and change your results, your physical results, your financial results, relationship results? You can do this, and we can show you guys how. So guys, I want to take a little bit of a dive into my life here. And these pictures are from, I forget the name of the hotel, was the tallest infinity pool in Dubai. And I am very, very grateful to live a blessed life. But man, it has been a lot of ups and downs, a virtual roller coaster ride. And that's what I want to show you here, is to dig in to my life a little bit, because it wasn't always like this. I told you guys I grew up what I call American broke. My parents were divorced when I was 2 years old. And we moved into a third-floor apartment. Me and my brother were sharing a bedroom. And my mom was a waitress. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. She was doing the best she could. We had plenty of love in the family, but I didn't grow up with Warren Buffett. So building confidence was not something I had. I was a pretty shy kid when I was young. And I did well in school, so I didn't really get picked on or anything, but I wasn't in the cool kids class either, right? So I just kind of kept my head down and got good grades. And that served me very well, because in high school, I went to a technical high school, and I graduated right at the top of my class in the field I was in, which is mechanical, entry-level mechanical engineering. It's called machine drafting. And I did so well that I was able to get into the General Electric company at age 17, which was awesome. Big confidence boost, right? I can look back and see some things that built my confidence. And when I got that job at General Electric at age 17, it also gave me the confidence to ask out the prettiest girl in school. She was the homecoming queen, even though I'd never been on a date in my life, right? So I was a late bloomer. I was 17 years old, and all of these things built confidence, but I didn't know why. And I couldn't teach other people why, right? So think about something like that where you learn something, but you can't teach somebody else. Like I couldn't have taught it to my kids. I can now, and I did teach it to my child because I was in this content, but I want you to think about that. A lot of things just happen, right? And then we got married to my first wife, had this beautiful, beautiful little bouncing baby girl known as Madison Dalmaso. And we just had an amazing couple of years up until she was about age 2. And then I was just on top of the world. I was working at General Electric, had a family. We were going to be building a house just right up until age 28, when the great train wreck of 1998. Does anybody remember that? Made national headlines. No, this is actually my life, right? Within a period of about 4 months, General Electric closed the plant that I was at. My wife left, not for that reason. It was two unrelated things. So we lost the house I was in, my daughter, like everything that I knew in my life, because I only had one revenue stream, just turned into an absolute train wreck. And I found myself living on my buddy's couch at age 28. Some of you might be able to relate to this, but I was, like I said, I was intelligent. I had skills. I was a mechanical designer. And I was able to pick myself up by the bootstraps, get another job. Eventually, I got married again and married into a construction family, which is my first exposure to entrepreneurship. designed and built this house. Like everything you see about this house, I designed it on a system called SolidWorks, like every single thing from the foundation up in a 3D model. And then we built it. And I physically did a lot of this building. Most of the things you see here, I planted every blade of grass, all the landscaping. I learned a lot in those years from being a mechanical designer and also from getting in the construction field and learning all the trades. Again, just on top of the world again, married again, into my late 30s, spent 10 years there. And then another train wreck. And I can laugh about it now, and it is what it is. And, you know, that phrase I just said, by the way, it is what it is. A lot of people think that's an ignorant, cold statement. It's really not, now that I'm more aware. There's only two ways to go when something like this happens: down a spiral and into depression and never coming out of it, or you harvest the good, forgive the rest, and move on. I've been very, very blessed. I was an unconscious competent with that. Now I can teach why it is, but before I could never have taught you. People are like, oh my God, bro, like that's horrible. It's that it just is what it is. So this second train wreck, back on my buddy's couch at age 38, picking up the pieces. I had my own construction company, and I was able to you know, move forward, but big, you know, lost all the assets, all the things. So hitting the reset button at age 38, and then introduced my mentor, Bob Proctor. This is what changed everything for me. This is what can change everything from you. Meeting a mentor with a proven system. I never would have really changed my life had I not met this man. And I was able to spend almost 10 years with him. I was able to scale my construction company from $1 million to almost 10 million in 12 months. That's a paradigm shift in income, build the self-confidence, which is what we're doing here. And it was just an amazing, amazing ride. I ended up working with him, teaching this content to people all over the world, even helping teach other teachers. I became his #1 consultant in the world at one point. Then I helped teach other people. So my life has been an absolute blessing, and I was very blessed to meet Bob. And now we're continuing the legacy with his works in the Matrix Success International. So if you're watching this, you can browse our page. You can check out all the things. That's where that life assessment is. And we're very, very blessed to be teaching the program that Bob taught, which is Thinking in the Results. It's a system, right? So a mentor and a system. Now, I can brag about this because Bob studied every single day for 63 years, over 60 years. And he had been studying about 50-something years before he created Thinking in the Results. And this is the core program that we teach. We have many programs to work on this stuff for all different price points and all different levels of awareness. But that is the core program that turned my entire life around. All right. So again, my life went from 0 to hero, 0 to hero, 0 to hero a couple of times, right? Bunch of roller coasters. And what I want for you is to not have to go through that. I want to be able to shortcut time for you. So ask yourself if you're in a job or a career you don't love, right? Are you in a body you're not happy with? I don't know if you can, yeah, there you go. I'm in a very healthy 53-year-old lean, mean fighting machine body because I understand paradigms. I understand how to overrule them, build new ones, right? I have good physical habits. I have good physical mental programs and eating habits. Are you not earning the amount of money you want? Very hard to build confidence if you're not strong in that area. It's challenging. It's not impossible. Gandhi had no money and tons of confidence. So that's a you thing. That's an outside in thing. But by and large, in the world we live in, it's challenging to build confidence. We're not doing that. Are you not experiencing the relationships you want? Right? I wasn't doing that for years. It's a big, big issue if any of these things are off track. And then do you lack the confidence? That's why we're here this week. Right? We're here to build confidence, here to show you that we have the answers. We can help you shift everything in your life, build new paradigms, get new results, bring that confidence up. If this is you, then we should definitely book a call and get with us. Because if not us, what is your plan? I want you to really think about this now. I'm just being real, because when I met Bob, my decision to work with him was $30,000 for a week, and I didn't have it, right? What we're offering here is not that. We're offering a strategy session. We have programs from $39 a month and all the way up, depending where you're at. So don't be afraid to book a strategy call. But what is your plan if you don't have one, right? Because in 63 years of teaching, Bob had never seen anyone build confidence at a high level without a mentor and a proven system. It usually goes hand in hand with your results, not grants, Not Warren. Warren Buffett had Benjamin Graham as a mentor. He had many, many mentors and studied. He still reads like 6 books a week or something like that. He studies 5 or 6 hours a day. He's had mentor after mentor after mentor. Not me, right? There's no way I would be where I am. And I still have mentors and I still spend a ton of money on learning, learning, learning. So you'll find that really good mentors always have mentors. And Bob was mine. I'm very, very blessed before he passed to be able to spend a lot of quality time. So what about you? Right? You've been with us for 5 days now. What are you going to do about this? Right? And again, here's the problem. We're born into generational ignorance, and we're taught by ignorant people and ignorant school systems who are never taught how to think and how to live a healthy, wealthy, heavenly life. Right? You've been taught more than likely, and so was I, by people that look like this. Grade school, high school, college even, right? You can go to Harvard School of Business and some of the professors have never run a successful business, right? So think about that. We've been taught by people that look like this instead of people that look like this. Now, my life doesn't look like this. I have ups and downs and roller coasters. I am an expert in the mindset part of this equation, and the mindset applies to all of this. In our top tier mastermind groups, we have financial geniuses, we have business geniuses, physical fitness geniuses, right? So I have access to all of these people inside of the matrix. My expertise is wealth mindset, understanding paradigms, how they got there, and how to change them. And that's what I can help you with. So guys, we're coming to the end of the 5 days, and you can either take what you learned this week, and I hope you learned a lot this week, apply it and hope for the best, or possible solution, we can shortcut time together. We can mentor you in a proven system that will guarantee to move you to your goals. All right, so hopefully you've enjoyed the value this week. Like I said, book a strategy session. We can take a deeper dive. Also, if you book a strategy session, we'll get you all of the materials that went along with this, including this slide deck presentation, so you can study it over and over again. And we're just going to assess where you're at and see if any one of our programs is a fit for you to increase your confidence, your success, your health, wealth, love, and happiness. Until I see you again, be well and God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Subscribe for more inspiring content. Embark on your journey to success with us and book a call below with Matrix Success International to unlock your potential.